Yeah, just like you said, just got great players on his offense. And, we still can improve and, work on a lot more things. But it's still early in the season, and those things could be fixed.
3 straight games with over 100 yards rushing for you. Can you sense that your game is at a different level?
Yeah, I might say that, but me, I'm just keep going. Just keep preparing the right way, and keep my body healthy, and just keep going from there.
James, you broke the franchise record for most consecutive games with a rushing touchdown. I know you're not about the personal accolades, but what does it mean to you to break that franchise record?
I mean, it's good. Just some of the guys that had the record, like Thurman and those type of guys. It says a special thing, and just to have your name in that record book is special.
That final scoring drive where you guys got the field, Josh runs up the field, breaks a couple of tackles. What's your reaction when you see him doing that?
It's normal. I mean, that's what he does, and he just gonna continue to do it.
Connor McGovern talked about your ability to read blocks this year. He said he hasn't seen that in your game consistently like it is right now. Is that something that just kind of switched for you this year, or is it something that you kind of slowly been catching on?
I just been locked in. I'm just trying to find the right reads to make a 5-yard run go to an 80-yard run, and that just been my mentality, and it's gonna stay like that.
James, is there an added edge because of what happened over the summer? Some of the things that were said from fans or anybody in media about this guy really deserves it. There was that discussion, and then obviously there were some people out there that said yes, he deserves every penny. But I'm guessing that the people who said he didn't deserve it, stick with you a little bit more.
I mean, it don't matter. I don't even know what to say because the game shows, and I'm gonna just keep improving.
Well, that's the point. I mean, are you playing with a little? Is there something even extra in the back of your head, prepping during the week, going out on Sunday?
It's my job, man. This what I get paid to do, so I'm gonna do it to my best ability.
You feel better?
Always.
With performances like this, do you think that your role will increase as far as the touches that you get?
Starting running back. Well, that's I'm starting running back. So I don't even know how to answer that, but I'm a starting running back. So it's gonna happen.
Your carry workload is up in the past few games here. It hasn't necessarily always been your role, even dating back to Georgia. How are you handling the extra carries and more of the onus?
Just keep my body healthy.
James, can you put us in the mindset of the team and what's going on in the huddle? That first drive of the third quarter, you came out and it seemed like it was a statement drive. You had a couple big runs. What was that? Can you take us through that?
Just set the tone, set it early, coming out at halftime. Those guys got the ball, and the defense got us to stop, and, just starting back fast, and that's what we did.
The start of the snap formation, take us through everything.
Yeah, we had a little double-ish coverage on the receiver, and then when he went behind the line, I started to go with him and then saw the quarterback leaking out, and fortunately was able to make a play.
When you see the ball in the air, do you know that you can get to it? Is it a risk? What are you waiting in mind?
I mean, it's tough because you got to make a split-second decision whether to play the man or the ball. And I made the choice to try to go get the ball and was able to go get it.
The team's reaction, the crowd's reaction, how good did that feel?
It was awesome. I was super excited. I was a little tired after running around. But yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, you've had, gotten yourself started in your role here to make a play that big for your team. What does that mean?
It's awesome. I mean, I'm just trying to go out there and do my job, help the team as much as I can. So being able to make a play in the red zone was huge.
Well, when you caught it, did you realize where you got him? Obviously, it was the penalty, but you had a decision to make there too.
Yeah, that was something last year that I probably wouldn't have done, but in practice and stuff, I actually had an interception in practice this week where I hit the ground and did run. So that probably helped out a little bit. So just trying to learn and be able to make that.
Run defense was kind of struggling at times, especially early. How did you guys kind of right the ship and keep battling to the end?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to speak on it until we watch the film on that aspect. But just everybody doing their 111th. Gap integrity was, we talked about it at halftime. Just everybody stay in your gap, show up in the run game. So we were able to start to limit it.
I don't know if you would have any sense there was a Michael Hyde play a few years ago in the playoffs that he made, running a distance and then going up and making a play. Had you ever seen that play?
Who was it against?
It was against the Patriots in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the end zone.
Yeah. So have you
I've
seen that kind of play?
Yep.
And what he'd done for the team?
For sure.
To jumpstart your time here, to make a play like that in a game that at that moment was so much in doubt, what does that mean for this entire team and for you?
Like I said, I mean, I was just super excited. I'm trying to do my 111th, and if the ball comes my way, try to go up and make a play.
Well, how much of that interception confirming that what you've been doing the first part of this year is the right thing and going the right direction?
I was happy about it. I mean, I've worked really hard this offseason, put myself in a good position. So being able to have a little bit of success in that situation was awesome.
Tame your composure and continue to fight to the end to secure this.
Yeah, I would just say it's just the mindset of all the guys. It's not over until it's over. Zero's on the clock. Whether we're up, whether we're down, if there's time left on the clock, you know, everyone still has a chance. And so at least personally, and I know for the D-line, like we're thinking close the game out. And especially in the situation we had them where we know they're going to be throwing the ball a little bit, I mean, that's the world we want to live in as a D-lineman.
People are going to look at the Saints and what they were coming in and look at the final score. What were the challenges they were presenting to be a little more effective than maybe at least people would have thought coming into this one?
I mean, they're very talented. They have a guy who can run and throw at quarterback, which I don't know if you guys know how difficult it is to pass rush and to be disciplined in that as well. It's tough, especially when you have a guy that talented. And I mean, then they have 41 in the backfield who's been doing it for years. Someone said he's one of the he'll be one of the best backs of the decade. He'll be on that list or whatever. And Olave, I mean, they have guys that can do really good things. And in this league, you can never underestimate anybody, no matter what their record is. In this league, everyone's tough, and we're going to celebrate every win.
Stopping the run, it seemed like at least he got better as the game went on, but what were the adjustments you guys needed to make in that area?
Yeah, I'll say just tighten down. We had a couple things where a few of us were maybe out of our gaps at times, and you know, just mentally focus on what your job is at that time, so that in the moment it just makes it second nature. It comes easy, and the only thing left is execution.
Room to grow, and you're still 4-0. How do you guys kind of handle and look at that at this point in the season?
Yeah, always room to grow. If we're peaking right now, you know, that's not where we want to be. We just want to keep trending upwards. That's it.
I know it wasn't I know it wasn't perfect, but the way you guys finished, you had the Cole play at the end of the first half, and at the end, you know, a number of plays, get them off the field, your sacks. Isn't this, in a large part, how this defense wants to play?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, that's the complementary football aspect of it, and the challenge is just being able to do it all game. There were flashes at times of when the offense did well and the defense got a stop and special teams did what they needed to do to put everyone in a great position. There was evidence of that tonight, but just the consistency of doing it and just, I mean, controlling the game. It's obviously easier said than done, but that's the goal.
How this unit performed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't our best game. You know, some things to clean up in the run game. Quarterback got out on us a couple times, but you know, it's things that are correctable. You know, staying in your gap, tackling the ball when it shows up in your gap. I think those are the main things, you know, that we'll take away from this game. But like you said, man, we gave up 19 points. It's a hungry offense. They got playmakers, and you know, like I said, we didn't play our best game, but we did enough to win.
When you see Josh Allen put his head down on 3rd and 5 at midfield and break 2 tackles and carry 3 defenders, what was the sense on the sideline when you saw that?
Yeah, he's willing us to win. You know, and that's Josh. You know, it's funny because you kind of become accustomed to that. You know, watching it every week, but you know, we know how lucky we are to have him and how valuable he is. And you know, I think you know, Coach hit it at the end of the game, just his will to win and his drive to win. So it's infectious for the whole team.
Cole's been through a lot to this point. To make that play, what did you see from your vantage point, and what did you think of the play he made?
Yeah, it was a huge play, huge play. That's what the first thing I told him was he saved points. You know, they had, you know, a field goal that was coming up, possibly, you know, a touchdown there. And you know, a play that really changed the game. So you know, that's what I told him. You know, he's fought his way to get to this point, to you know, get his feet settled in a little bit and get comfortable. And you know, we know he's going to continue to get better and do what he needs to do to you know, provide, you know, value to the team. But just super happy for him. You know, he's a guy that worked his ass off, you know, the last couple years, and I'm glad he was able to make a play.
Terrell, it seemed like missed tackles today were an issue for the defense. Did you feel that as well?
Yeah, I think so. You know, especially in the run game. that's something we'll go back and look at. I gotta watch the tape to really assess, give you a fair assessment. But from my perspective, it's missed tackles, it's guys staying in their gaps, doing their jobs, and like I said, that's correctable. So we'll get back to work and get those things cleaned up.
You were really effective in the blitz, or at least the two that I can think of, where you got to them and threw it away and then pressured them another time. Is that something you guys saw coming into this, or did you take advantage of something you saw at the line?
Yeah, I mean it's something that we talked about throughout the week was getting pressure in his face and making him make a decision early. I feel like we did a good job of that. Not necessarily as much in the first half, but going into the second half, we made some adjustments, and the guys up front were winning a lot, and he didn't have time to sit back there and diagnose the defense and really spit the ball out. So I think that was an adjustment that we made and executed on in the second half.
What was your reaction when they called that a catch for Cooks and just waiting for that rule and through those?
The third down play.
The touchdown. There was going to be a 17-yard touchdown.
I didn't really see it live. I turned around and watched it on the video. It looked like the ball hit the ground, so I was kind of expecting that. Thankfully, that's what they called. Huge play in the game, though, for sure.
How do you juggle acknowledging the mistakes and areas to improve while also looking at it as your 4-0 football team?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the goal is to win the game. Obviously, we haven't played to our standard, but it's week 4, So, like I said, man, we got a lot of stuff to clean up. But at the end of the day, we gave up 19 points to a hungry offense that came in here and, tried to assert their will. And, we did what we had to do to win the game.
Could you sense the momentum, at least out the gate, of you guys just kind of imposing your will?
Yeah, I think the first drive, we took it almost 5 minutes or something off the clock. We went right down the field, just chunk after chunk after chunk. It's a lot of fun. And then we came out the second half, did the same thing. I think we just got to clean up a little bit of the lulls we have, where communication breaks down, or just little stuff we just got to get back quicker on the sideline, just get on top of that and nip that in the butt.
We know what Josh can do, but when James is rolling like he has been now 3 weeks in a row, how does that really, drive the offense?
Yeah, that's great because it takes, because defense got to focus on James Cook also. We're going to fully go on Josh. James there too. The cuts he's making right now and just making guys miss and just setting up our blocks for us, he's playing on a whole nother level.
Yeah, at the end, it's Josh in 3rd and 5, putting the cape on and going. From your perspective, what did you see? And when he makes plays like that in those types of moments, what does it do for your
I honestly didn't see anything. I was blocking a large human being, so I didn't see anything until I heard the crowd cheering. I looked up, and then I saw Josh sliding down. But it's great. We expect to hit it front side, and he pulls it, and he's the MVP for a reason, so he's going to make plays.
Connor, it feels like Coach Shakira always finds a way to somehow stay on his feet on a play.
Yeah,
like he's getting down. How do you explain his balance? How impressive is that to you?
He's got the lowest center of gravity I've ever seen on a human being. I have no other ways to put it. I thought he was going to be down, so I slowed up, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's taking off down the sideline. It's just incredible how he just stays up and just spins off things and just keeps going.
With his ability to stay on his feet, just how much confidence does that give you guys as an offense when the ball is going into his hands?
Yeah, because at any point, he could just take it to the house. It's great because he might catch it 2-3 yards on the field, bounce off one guy, and then he takes another 15-20 yards, and you just don't know what's going to happen when the ball goes in his hands, and it's a great thing.
You mentioned the lulls. Terrell mentioned defensively they don't feel they played their best game, but you guys are 4-0. How do you kind of juggle that dynamic of room to grow, but still 4-0?
Yeah, there's so much room. We left a lot of meat on the bone, but we're still averaging over 30 points a game. That's incredible. I know a lot of teams would like to be in that boat, but we're the first ones looking in the mirror. It's all right, we got to step it up, but at the end of the day, we're still scoring over 30 points.